Everyone. Happy to see you all and be back with you all again after a long time. I see all the smiling faces. Very nice. I also want to thank Ashok Prabhu and Ravi Prabhu for continuing the class while I was away. Thanks to both of them, and thanks to each one of you who were able to attend the program and continue this program. Oh, we already have a hand raised. Diksha.
Prabhuji, are we doing like the Krishna book?
We are doing the 10th canto, which is Krishna book. Yes.
I had already read the Advent of Lord Krishna.
So can you stay here and help me if I forget something? Okay, since you already read.
Yeah. Prabhu, they actually knew more than me at least, so I can tell you that. They won't know more than you, but they're really very special kids we have.
Okay. They know more than you. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Again, Hare Krishna. Those you're not speaking, if you don't have any questions, please mute yourself and raise your hand or put that icon if you have any questions. But otherwise, kindly please mute yourself. Om Shuklam Bharadram Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturpujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vigno Pashanti Yasyatma Bhutasya Guru Prasadhat Aham Vimuktosmi Sharira Bandhat Sarvopadeshtu Purushottamasya Tasyangri Pradama Pranatosmi Nityam Prahlada Narada Parasara Pundarika Vyasamrisha Sukha Saunaka Bhishma Dhulbhyan Rukmanga Uddhava Vibhishna Palgunadin Punyanimam Parama Bhagavatam Namami Janmadi Asya Yato Anvayat Idara Sarcha Arteshu Abhijna Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Havaye Mukhyantiyaha Surayah Tejo Vari Mritam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trisargamrasa Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuham Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharma Prochita Kaitava Atra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Sakam Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivadantapatrayon Molanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamunikrit Kimva Parairishwaraha Sadyo Hridi Avarudyate Atra Kritbihi Sushu Subhitakshanat Nihama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Sukamukad Amridam Dhruva Samyuktam Bhibata Bhagavatam Rasamalaya Muraho Rasaka Bhuvibhavakaha Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaivanarotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudirayet Vasudeve Bhavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahaitukam Shunvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtanaha Hridayantasto hi Abhadrani Vidunoti Sursatam Nastra Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhavata Sevaya Bhavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki Vasudeva Para Veda Vasudeva Para Makaha Vasudeva Para Yoga Vasudeva Para Kriyaha Vasudeva Param Jnanam Vasudeva Param Tapah Vasudeva Paro Dharma Vasudeva Para Gatihi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranama Dukkha Samanastam Namami Harim Param Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Mukam karoti vachalam pangalange yatekram yatkripatamagam vande Sri Gurum Dinadarinam Paramanandam Madhavam. In the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is entitled as Transcendental Knowledge, where Krishna speaks about a different topic in the first few slokas. And these slokas are quite famous, where most of them know this sloka. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhamami yuge yuge. And also there's another sloka after a couple of those slokas, which says that Janma karma chame divyam evam yo viti tatvataha tektva deham punarjanmam naiti mameti so Arjuna. Krishna, when he started Bhagavad Gita to remove the fear in the mind of Arjuna, he said, the fear caused because of your karma. The karma drives you into the state of fearfulness. Therefore, for one to remove the karma, they have to do something. And that something is by preparing yourself in a way that you do your duty without attachment. When you do that one, then you will be gradually able to remove the karma. But there is one exception Krishna gives. The reason why Krishna gives exception is that because for us to do things without attachment is so very difficult. People are very attached to do anything that they do. Otherwise, they will not do. In fact, we will not do. Therefore, it's going to be challenging for us to do things without attachment, without the mood of thinking I'm not the doer, without taking the ownership of what the things that belongs to us. Therefore, Krishna, in this particular chapter, gives a special concession, very special concession. You can't even imagine how great special concession this is. We will value it only when we know how much of karma we have in our bank, karma bank. He says, yes, that's all difficult, but all those things can be taken care easily. And Arjuna got up and immediately asked, how is that possible? How is that all this thing can be easily taken care? At that point, Krishna gives us very exceptional, special condition, a ticket, I would say, a waiver, as they say, to waive off everything and make one person attain moksha, liberation. And that is said in the 4th chapter, 9th sloka, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo viti tatvataha. Tektva means leaving, deham, tektva deham. When we leave this body, punarjanmam, the next life, naiti, you will never get. Understand that, Arjuna. When I leave this body, I will not get another body. How come? I have a lot of karmas. So much karmas I have. How can I not take another birth? How can I attain moksha? And then the first half of the sloka says, just do this one and you will attain me after this lifetime. What do I have to do? Janmam and karmam, birth and activities. Karma means not the reaction karma in this context. It is the activities. Karma has different meanings under the context that we use. So Krishna says janma. Janma means birth. And karma. Karma means activities. Chame divyam. Divyam janma, divyam karma. That's how we have to add that one divya, which comes in the sloka, to this both verbs. Right? Divya janma means divine birth. Divya karma means divine activities. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvataha. One who understand that my birth, who's speaking? Krishna is speaking. My birth is divine and my activities are divine. What does it mean? Our birth are not divine, that means. And our activities are not divine either, mostly. Now this activity, what we are doing is considered to be divine. I've been allowed to speak something about Krishna, which is divine subject matter, and you've been graceful enough to come and hear what I am speaking here. That means your hearing process is also divine. That activity is also divine. But in general, what we are doing is not divine. And our birth is certainly not divine. Why? Because when Krishna appeared into this world, he did not come like us, right? He did not go to the labor ward and mother get delivered, and then he did not go through any sort of shots. He did not have to go through any sort of ear testing or any of those different testing that they do when the baby is born. They did not go through any of those things that you all know. You've seen this one. Krishna did not go through any of these things. And interesting enough, Mahati, did you choose your father and mother? That you want to be born to someone in India or wherever you're born? Right? Let my mother be Shravanti. Let my father be Ramu. Did you select like that?
No, Prabhuji.
Why not?
Because we can't choose our mother and father.
You cannot choose your mother and father. Did your father and mother choose you? Let Mahati be my daughter.
No, Prabhuji.
You just came in, correct?
Yeah.
Exactly. So therefore, we have no choice of choosing our parents. Our parents have no choice of choosing us. If they had a choice, first of all, they wouldn't have chosen us. They know how horrible we are, troublesome we are, right? So, but in Krishna's case, he chose his parents. Vasudev and Devaki. Vasudevam Sutam Devam, right? Vasudevam Sutam Devam. Kam Sachanura Mardanam. Devaki Paramanandam. Krishnam Vande Jagat Kurum. Vasudev's son and Devaki, who gave unlimited bliss to his mother Devaki. Devaki Paramanandam. Krishna appeared by choosing his parents. And when we understand that Krishna did not appear like us, we are all born. So let me ask this question to Samanvi. Samanvi, why we were all born, Samanvi? Your voice is very low. What is the reason of our birth?
Can you hear me now, Prabhuji?
What is, yeah, here. Yes, I can hear you.
So when we were in the spiritual world with Krishna, we saw all the.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
We
starting.
wanted to go there.
Yeah.
So then, so then Krishna said, okay, you could go there. And then we came down here, and then now we're stuck here and we have to go back. So because of us, we came down here, and now we have to go back. So it was us.
Thank you. Very nice. Thank you, Samanvi. Very good. So it's because of our karma. Because of our karma, we are taken birth. Krishna did not take birth because of his karma. He just chose to be born. He chose to be born as Krishna. Therefore, his janma is called Divya Janma. Divyam Janmam. And the activities, whatever we are doing, are driven by the three modes. What are the three modes? Does anyone know here? What are the three modes? Yes, Samanvi? Oh, Meher. Okay, 1 second, Samanvi. Meher. Go ahead. What are the three modes?
Mode of goodness, mode of ignorance, and mode of passion.
Yeah, Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, and Tamo Guna. So because of those three gunas, we are driven, and those gunas driving us to do certain activities. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad. Sometimes we want to do many things, sometimes we don't want to do anything. Sometimes we are good, sometimes we are bad. Sometimes we are in listening mode, sometimes we are not in the listening mode. Right? The children, you all should understand, whenever you don't want to listen your parents' advices, whenever you don't want to do something, then what mode do you fall into at that time? Is it mode of goodness? Diksha?
Mode of ignorance.
Mode of ignorance. Very good, very good. So therefore, mode of ignorance and mode of passion and mode of goodness, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, keeps on driving us to do so many activities. Sometimes those activities are good, sometimes those activities are bad. We get pleasure out of some activities, sometimes we get pain out of certain activities. But when Krishna does activities, Divya Karmam, Divya karma. Divyam karma means his activities are not driven by the previous vasanas, not driven by the three modes. Because Krishna is not influenced by the three modes. He is transcendental. His activities are transcendental. When Krishna was trying to steal butter, is that because he was in his previous life, he was a big thief? Therefore, he is also now also becoming, started having the same impression and to steal. Yeah, what do you think? No. And Krishna speaks a lot of lies. Maybe he was a liar in his previous lives also. Right? So what's the problem with Krishna? No, therefore Krishna is not like us. There's no trace of vasanas for Krishna because he's not born on karma. We are born because of our karma and vasana. Right? Therefore, our activities are all going to give us a result of good karma or bad karma. Whereas when Krishna does an activities of stealing butter, stealing the gopis, saris, and speaking something which is totally unrelated, it's all divya karma, karmangal, divya activities, right? So janma karma chame divam yevam mobiti tatpataha tektva deham punar janma naiti mam so iti arjuna. It is so Arjuna. For that reason, if you all simply hear Krishna Katha, this is a point we are driving here. All we have to do is we have to understand Krishna is active, birth and activities are transcendental. And when we understand this point, just understand this point alone, nothing else is needed. Important point, please attentively hear. Just by completely being convinced that Krishna birth is transcendental and Krishna's activities are transcendental. Divyam Janma, Divyam Karma. When we understand this, that person, Tektva Deham Punarjanmam. Tektva Deham Punarjanmam means when they leave the body, Punarjanmam, next life, will never happen. Then where will this person go? Get lost somewhere? Where does he go, Diksha?
To Krishna.
You go back to Krishna. And when we go back to Krishna, that is what we very often speak as liberation, salvation, moksha, however we all call that, right? That's what it is. Easy way of going back to Krishna is to simply understand this sloka. But for us to understand this thing, we need to study Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is specially meant for understanding Krishna's birth and his activities which are transcendental. That is why it is important to study Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is not an optional thing for all of us, it's mandatory. It's mandatory for those who are serious in their life, very serious that they want to go back to Krishna. By studying Bhagavatam under proper teacher, it helps us to understand that Krishna activities are transcendental, his birth is transcendental, unlike our activities. So we have been, by the grace of Krishna, we have been able to successfully complete 9 cantos. Bhagavatam has 12 kandas, and we completed 9. And we are right now in the 10th canto. The 10th canto is considered to be very special. Why? Because it's only all about Krishna. Before that, various avatars has been spoken. Before that, various stories about many other great devotees are also spoken. Bhaktas, Bhagavata's stories been told. On the 10th canto is starting from birth of Krishna, from his childhood onwards, everything is told in the 10th canto. Therefore, 10th canto is considered to be very, very special canto. Why? Because it's about Krishna. Krishna appeared into this world and on an Ashtami Tithi. And why he appeared is simply because the Mother Earth went and requested to Krishna, along with Brahma and other devatas, that the load, the earth has become heavy because of many, many demons. They are really torturing Mother Earth. Therefore, the Lord in the Milky Ocean told them that I will appear into this world to destroy those unnecessary disturbance and re-establish dharma and save the devoted people. That's what we saw in that sloka. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I always, millennium after millennium, I will appear to re-establish the dharma and finish those miscreants and save the devotees. That's why I will appear. And then as he said, he was ready to appear at that one point of time in Mathura, where the Ugrasena, the king, had arranged a marriage for his daughter Devaki with Vasudeva. They got married. They were going on a chariot driven by Devaki's brother Kamsa. And then Kamsa was driving. He loved his sister so much. Here's the important point we learn. He loved his sister so much until he heard the voice from the sky saying that, Kamsa, you fool, you will be killed by your sister's eighth son. And then Kamsa, all his love towards his sister God disappeared. And he saw Devaki to be his enemy. Then he was ready to chop off Devaki's head. But then Vasudeva, Devaki's husband, begged and made a nice deal. The deal is that, my dear Kamsa, just forgive Devaki, leave Devaki. Devaki is not going to be cause of, she's not going to kill you. It is only the eighth son of Devaki is going to kill you. So what's the problem for you? So therefore, you can take care of the eighth son. In fact, you know what, Kamsa, I will give you all the children to you, and you can do whatever you want to do with the children. And then Kamsa agreed and accepted. It's a really good deal. And then a first child was born. And then Kamsa killed the first child. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh child was born. But then by the arrangement of the Lord, the seventh child was transferred from one womb, that is from the tummy of Devaki to the tummy of, who's that? Who's Balaram's mom?
Rohini.
Very good, Akshara. Rohini, right? So she was transferred over, he was transferred over there. That was Balaram. And then the Lord appeared. And the eighth child was the Supreme Lord himself. He appeared in the prison house of Kamsa in Mathura. And then he said, my dear father, or my dear devotee. He didn't call him father at that time. When he appeared with Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma with 400 form, he didn't call my dear father. He said, my dear devotee, take me now immediately across the Yamuna river and leave me in Gokula, in the house of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. Yashoda has just got a girl baby. So please exchange the baby, leave me over there and bring that girl baby girl over here, and your job will be done. And then with the instruction, Vasudeva does the same thing and goes and exchange and brings the girl over here, the baby girl over here. And then Kamsa got the news that the eighth child was born, and he comes here, he sees his surprise, it was a girl. He thought it's going to be a boy, it's a girl, right? So he was thinking, what is this? But then he didn't show any mercy. It doesn't matter whether it's a girl or a boy. He just took and ready to chop and kill a baby. But then Devaki pleaded, Vasudeva pleaded, nothing worked. He was ready to kill the baby. At the time, the baby raised to the sky, Mahamaya, Durga. She appeared and said, a foolish Kamsa, the child who's going to be killing you, right, is already born and is somewhere else. And then baby disappeared. And Kamsa became very, 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 very frightened and afraid. He don't know what to do. But then he with all his evil ideas and thoughts, right? So he tried to want to find the baby, but then baby was there over there in Goloka, in Gokula. And then Nanda Maharaj saw and Yashoda saw, they got a boy. Wow. So they kept a name with their guru, Gargamuni, kept the name, beautiful name as Krishna. And Krishna was growing. Krishna was growing. So at that point, before that, As soon as Kamsa heard that the baby is already born, is somewhere in the quite little, not too far, close by, and Kamsa sent a first demon, the very first demon called, who was the first demon that Krishna went to meet Krishna?
Putana.
Putana. Putana went, and then she was gone. Krishna just sucked her life away as he was sucking the milk from her chest. He just sucked the life air as well. Putana. Putana was representing a pseudo guru. Pseudo guru means he poses himself like a guru, but actually he's not a guru. He's cheating people. So that's a represent, because she also came like a nice person, tried to cheat and take away Krishna's life. Therefore, many people in our life come as a spiritual guide guru, but then actually they are pseudo gurus. They are not really spiritually think. They speak something and they practice something else. That's not right. And then after some time, Yashoda put Krishna under the cart. At that time, another demon, Sakatasura, in a form of the cart, he was trying to run over Krishna as he was baby. He was trying to run over Krishna, but then Krishna simply, without any effort, just kicked that cart. The cart demon was also dead. Trinavarta came when Yashoda was very busy and Krishna was playing. He came a little out of near the entrance of the house of Yashoda's, Nanda Maharaj. And then there's another demon was sent by Kamsa. His name was Trinavarta, a whirlwind demon. And then this demon, he carried Krishna, started going up on the sky. But then Trinavarta, correct. So he just punched on Trinavarta's head, and then Trinavarta collapsed and fell down. So that's, oh, by the way, Sakatasura. Sakatasura is the representation of Sakatasura is one who carries a burden of load of old bad habits. We all carry bad habits from the previous lives, vasanas, and we still try to continue with the same load, right? In fact, that load increases. So that represents Sakatasura. So we have to kill that demon. We have to kill the Putana demon. We have to, in the form of pseudo guru, and we have to kill our bad habits that we've been carrying. Sakatasura. Right? Trinavarta is a false pride. That false pride arises because of my material scholarship or any of those things, right? That is Trinavarta. That has to be killed as well. And what happened? And the next is Vatsasura. Vatsasura comes, is nothing but a calf in a small calf demon. Small calf demon. He comes to kill Krishna. Every one of these are sent by Kamsa. Kamsa has a lot of good friends, you see, right? So many nice people, all asuras. Now, excuse me. Vatsasura comes. Vatsasura was also killed. He was also killed. And Vatsasura represents the childish mentality. People, even though grown up, sometimes people are childish in nature, not innocent, I mean, in the behaviors. Right? When the children fight with a simple thing. They don't want to share. Sometimes, many of the time, the children doesn't want to share things with other children. They fight. They feel jealous if the other children have something else. Right? The childish mentality. Like say Vatsasura, that's a mentality. Even though we are all grown up, sometimes we carry these sort of behaviors, mentality, which is not good, especially being greedy. Children will have 2 toys, 5 toys, but still, sometimes, what is it? This is nowadays the latest thing is, what is it called? Pop it. It's called pop it, right? You press like this, keep on pressing, fidgeting with that one. Is it pop it? Yes, Mahati is saying it's pop it. So you may be having 1 pop it, right? You may having 2 pop its, but then when you go into the internet and see, you see some different art like pop it, or you see dolphin pop it or something different pop its, and you like, I want that, I want this, right? But then all you're going to do is simply keep pressing on the same thing. How does it make any difference except the shape, right? Sometimes children feel they are greedy, they want more and more and more. And the same nature is carried when they grow also. Even the adults are having the same behavior or nature of wanting to have more than what they really need. That is Vatsasura. Bakasura. Bakasura comes next, sent by Kamsa. It's in the form of a crane. Or, yes, exactly, correct. Thank you. So that represents a cunning duplicity. Duplicity means not being straightforward. You talk to someone something, Richisa, you are such a nice girl, Richisa. You're always here attending the Bhagavatam class. You know, you're such a wonderful kid. But then I go and tell to someone, I will go and tell to Ananda, Ananda, you know what, your sister, oh my God, why she's not able to put the camera straight, right? You understand? Like that, you rather I could tell the same thing to Richisa rather than going and telling to someone else. But I told Richisa that you're such a great person, but really I want to say something else which I did not say. Duplicity, trying to say something but then think differently inside. That is duplicity. That comes, that is what the Bakasura represents. Agasura, Agasura, who came in the form of a huge python. Very good. You all remember everything. Very good. Agasura is a great python. He represents cruelty and violence. Sometimes people behave violently and mercilessly. Their behaviors are like that, right? That represented by this particular demon called Agasura. Krishna kills that demon also. Dhenukasura comes next. Dhenukasura is an ass, a donkey, right? As a demon. Correct? Did I say correct? Is a Dhenukasura is like a donkey, correct? Yeah, okay, good. So I keep forgetting and keep mixing up with these asuras. Now, this Dhenukasura represents the gross materialistic intelligence. The gross material intelligence, they are very intelligent. They are super intelligent, but only to do with material things. They have zero knowledge about spirituality. Okay, they have zero knowledge about spirituality. But you ask anything about where to invest your money, where to buy, share, where to buy tomato, which is cheaper compared to Schnucks, or should I go to the cost? They know in and out of all the material details. How to do this one, how to do that one, where to save things. They know everything materially, but they have zero knowledge on spirituality. They have no idea about Atma. They don't have no idea about Paramatma. They don't know about moksha, and they like to be ignorant like that. Even if you try to tell them, they like to stay as they are because ignorance is bliss, right? According to them. That represented by the Dhenukasura. Kaliya. Anyone remembers Kaliya story? He is another serpent, another snake. But unlike Agasura, we only had one head. Kaliya had several hoods, several head, several. Yeah, he represents the mentality of brutality, being brutal. Brutal means really, really very, very arrogant and dangerous, brutal, being brutal to anyone and everyone. Sometimes you talk to some people, even the starting pitch itself will be high pitch with anger, with eyebrows raised, their faces like this, right? They all always seem to be, have you ever smiled in your life, sir? What's a smile? They just always screaming to the top of their voice, and their appearance and everything is always like they're standing on a hot fire, something like that. And so they are that is represented by the Kaliya. Kaliya that has to be also killed. Kaliya has to be killed. Dhenukasura has to be killed. Agasura, Bakasura, all the asuras are nothing but our nature. In some way or the other, we get caught into different nature. Next sent, Kamsa sends the next asura is called Pralambasura. Pralambasura is another demon, which again is been killed, and then he represents a lusty inclination, the desire, unwanted bad desires for personal gains. Yeah.
Actually, Pradambasura and the fire demon came at one.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Diksha. Thank you. So the Pralambasura, and then that represents the desire for having the personal gain and honor. You want to be respected in the society. You want to be put into the limelight. If they are going to the program, if you're attending a gathering, you should be treated special. And you should be given some importance. So these are some subtle level things. Even those person may be very, very detached from many other material things, but then they get attached to a subtle thing, name, fame, prestige. That has nothing to do with the material elements, right? Want to be rich, want to have money, want to have big homes, want to become a king or a president or whatever. Those things are material things. One may not even be interested in those things, but on the subtle level, they may be interested in having good name, having,
Prabhuji,
yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but if you have a big house, then you can put a big room for Krishna.
You are right, Meher. Fantastic.
But if you were thinking the right way, if you have more money, if you were thinking the right way, then you can spend some of the money on Krishna.
Fantastic. Very good.
But
Therefore,
if you have lots of money and you see it in the wrong way, then that's not good. If you use it in the right way, then that's good.
fantastic. I think you just put on what I was trying to say, you put very nicely. So having money, having education, having a mansion, house, none of those things are problem. But then how you utilize these things makes a difference, like what Meher said. If it's used in Krishna's service, well, we can be the richest man, no problem. But if it's used for our own self, then there's a danger which is going to create karma. Pralambasura represents that. So we also saw, then there are many stories we saw where Indra came, Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill, right? And then Indra's pride was destroyed and he seek for forgiveness, that we saw. We also saw where Krishna sent his friends to go and get some food from the rishis, and rishis refused, the munivas, they all refused to give anything to Krishna. But then the rishi patnis, they just were happy to give whatever Krishna wanted. So they were happy.
And
then
they wanted to get out and they want to go to Krishna, not live with the Rishi.
Exactly, exactly. And then Nanda Maharaj was stolen by Varuna, and then Nanda Maharaj was saved by the snake. And we saw so many different stories. We also saw Arishtasura. We also saw the story of Keshi, right?
Wait, who's Arishtasura?
Arishtasura
Bull.
was,
Bull.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
that.
Remember, he was a bull demon. He represents the pride arises from indulging in false religion. This person follows some false religion and he thinks himself to be great about what he's doing. So that is Aristasura. And the Keshi demon, we also saw Keshi is which form? Which demon?
Horse.
Horse. Very good. Horse. So that Keshi was also finished, killed. And that Keshi represents a mentality of thinking oneself to be great devotee. I am a great bhakta, right? Even thinking to be I am a great bhakta is not very good. That means you're putting others down. I am better devotee than Akshara, Meher, or you get kids. I am best. Why? Because I do more chanting, I read more, I do kirtan more, I do classes more. Therefore, I am great devotee than you, Samanvi. Do you know that? Do you know that, Samanvi? How great I am? You don't, she doesn't believe that I'm great anyway. That's very good. Now, but I believe that I'm great. I'm greater than you, Samanvi. I'm greater than you. When I think like that, what happens? What demon does it represent? Keshi, Keshi demon. Krishna got the name Keshava. Also, one of the reasons why he's called Keshava, because he killed the demon Keshi. Right? Like that, we saw Vyumasura and many demons.
Yomasura.
Yeah, yeah. So many demons were all killed and each of these demons represent someone or the other in the stories.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
I have a question. So, if Krishna's name is Keshava, since he killed Keshi demon, why is he also called Kartik.
What is
Kartik month. Like if there's Damodar month and it's also called Kartik month, why is it called Kartik month?
why it's called Kartik month? That's just the name of the month. That's all.
Oh,
Okay, just the name of the month. There are many, many names, right? So that's one name. And even month has different names also. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? So I think that much we covered so far before I left on a break, long break. So oh yeah, I think we also covered uh, Ras Leela, if I'm right. There, Krishna grew up and he took the responsibility of taking care of many cows, right? And he was just happy. And also we didn't cover one more thing is the Brahma Vimohan Leela. That is, Brahma stole all the
We
boys.
covered that. We covered that.
I
Did I
know
tell-
the story.
Okay, did I tell that? Okay,
Yeah.
very good. So
I
anyway,
told it last year.
yeah, Krishna wanted to meet all the gopis, and Krishna in the Vrindavan forest started playing the flute. When he started playing the flute, all the gopis, they heard this beautiful sound of the flute, Krishna's flute, and they just left everything as it is, as they are, and they just walked out of the house looking where the sound is coming from, and they went to Krishna. And Krishna, along with the gopis, had real nice time. And one point of time, Krishna just disappeared from them, leaving them alone in that forest. And then all the gopis were running and chasing, trying to find where Krishna is. And that also we saw. And finally, they found Krishna. And Krishna and the gopis, they all had a nice dance together. That's called Rasa Leela. And there's beautiful, beautiful songs in these things. And uh, each and every slokas are so nice to study by itself. And after this, what happened is, what we are going to see is Kamsa is in a big anxiety. Whomever Kamsa sends, they never come back. They're gone. There's only one-way ticket for them. There's no return ticket for them, right? They go, they never come back. There's no any message from them. There's no WhatsApp message coming from Arishtasura, Pralambasura, Aggasura. No one messaged, I'll Kamsa, I am here. I took care of it. No message. They're gone. Last scene, whenever the last scene, in the WhatsApp, you get the last scene at this time on this particular day. That is when they enter, when they leave the Kamsa's place, that's the last scene. After that, no scene. They're not seen at all. They're gone. Krishna never sends anyone who come to that place to kill him. They're gone, completely gone.
Prabhuji, Kalia wasn't sent by
Yeah,
Kamsa and
Kalia,
he survived.
but you know
We
that
didn't do it.
but you also know that Kalia was not sent by Kamsa, correct? Yeah, yeah. He was a little
That's nice.
arrogant. Yeah, he was egoistic. He was arrogant, but then he was not a so bad guy. Right? We also, even though we may be practicing Krishna consciousness in a bhakti, we may be practicing bhakti, right? There, because of our previous vasanas, we may be carrying certain traces of bad habits, right? Certain bad habits. So, but if we stick on to the process of Krishna consciousness in the process of bhakti, those bad habits will go away, right? Okay. So Kalia was given a chance. So that's why Krishna did not kill Kalia. So now coming back, let's connect everything. We in just, I think in just 40 minutes or so, we covered whatever we did for months together as a quick snapshot preview. Now what we have to see is in Mathura, Kamsa is in a panic situation. He was not sure what to do. Whomever he sends, no one comes back, everyone is killed. So that means what? Great demons all finished. So that puts into great pressure for Kamsa. He thought that rather than sending demons to Krishna, who never comes back, let's bring Krishna to Mathura. So he puts a different strategy now. He puts a different plan altogether. He wants to bring Krishna to Mathura. So if he wants to bring Krishna to Mathura, he cannot send another demon as a messenger telling that Krishna, Kamsa want to bring you to Mathura. If a demon is going to come and talk to Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda and tell Kamsa wants your son to come, so he wants to have a dinner with him, will the mother and father going to send Krishna with a demon? No way. So he was thinking, Kamsa was thinking, whom should I send to bring Krishna over here, where the people in Vrindavan, they all rely, they trust that person without any problem, without any question, they can easily send this person, send Krishna to Mathura. He was squeezing his brain, his thoughts and ideas and thinking what to do, who would be the right person. Then he chose one great person. And his name is Akrura. Kruram. Kruram means, in Sanskrit, Krura means evil or cruel. And Krura means cruel.
Prabhuji, I think so. In my class, I think so. I read a story about this moment. Kamsa, instead of, I actually read this, the thing that you're telling today. I actually read it, and I think so because I want to spoil it, but Kamsa's plan will be his death sentence.
I missed the last sentence you said. Get what?
Kamsa's plan will be his death sentence. I can tell this much about the story.
Oh, yeah. So Kamsa choose Akrura. Krura means being cruel or harmful and evil, however you want to take Kruram. Akrura means in Sanskrit, when you want to say opposite of dharma means religiosity, etc., right? Dharma. Opposite of dharma, non-religion or being not dharmic is called as adharma. So when you add a, it is a opposite of that particular term which is being told. Krura is evil, cruel. Akrura means very kind, very gentle. It doesn't have a trace of any of those cruelty to anyone, any living entity. Such a nice person, wonderful devotee. He is a great devotee of Krishna himself. So Akrura was being chosen, and Kamsa says, Akrura, you please go and bring Krishna over here, and I will take care of the rest. And Akrura was ready. Please remember, Akrura was a great devotee of Krishna, and Akrura also knows that the reason why Kamsa is wanting to bring Krishna is to sit and play with some Uno game or something. Because you want to play some twister game or take him to, I don't know.
To kill him.
To kill him. Akrura knows this very well. But then he accepted the request, the order of Kamsa because he's a king. He was ready to leave, to go to Krishna, Vrindavan, and bring Krishna to Mathura. We'll stop here. And next class, we are going to see how happy Akrura was, how he was preparing himself, and how his mindset was while he was going in his chariot towards Vrindavan. It's very beautifully narrated in Bhagavatam. So we'll see those things in next week. That is going to be 38th chapter onwards. We'll continue in next class. Now we'll open up for any discussions or questions. And how was your previous, how was your holidays last year? Yes, Diksha.
Prabhuji, I apologize for not meeting the last 2 weeks because like the first week I didn't join because we had to go outside and we stayed there till midnight that we woke up so late, so I was not able to join the class.
Understandable. It's very difficult if you sleep late, so it's fine. That's fine. Otherwise, you've been very regularly attending, so that's good. Thank you, Diksha. Yes, Samanvi.
Prabhuji, I have a question. So, when Krishna was born, And when he went to Gokul, how did Kamsa know he was in Gokul, even though Yogamaya did not tell the secret that he was in Gokul?
He's a bad guy. Bad guys will try to know all the answers. They have all the means and ways to find out and try out things, right?
I
They-
thought the first time maybe he might have some associates that come and spy on Krishna.
Yeah, no one came to spy on Krishna. If they come, they are finished. So no one came to spy, right? That's a major, I always say this, right? That's a major difference between Rama and Krishna. Rama spares people, he leaves people, but Krishna will not leave anyone. He will not, right? But the big difference between Rama and Krishna is when Rama finished his avatar, he did not leave anyone. He took everyone along with him. It was Hanuman's personal choice to stay back, but otherwise he took everyone with him to the spiritual world from Ayodhya. Whereas Krishna, completely opposite. He didn't even take one person with him, right? Uddhava was right there. He was speaking in the last few, before Krishna departed. Uddhava was speaking, but Krishna did not take Uddhava either. That's a difference. Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? I just remembered, I'm going to apologize again. I think next Saturday I have a day full of some meeting to attend, but I'll confirm that if I'm remembering, I think it's next Saturday. But I'll let you know. Ashok Prabhu or Ravi Prabhu will let you all know, and we'll plan accordingly. But otherwise, if not, then we will meet again next week. Ashok Prabhu, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Next week, actually, I am also out. I'm traveling to Indianapolis, so that's why I didn't sign up for that course.
Oh, I see. Maybe we can request, if I'm not going to be there, we can request Ravi Prabhu to again do the session. I don't, oh, Ravi Prabhu is also attending that course. So let me work out, we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
But we'll keep you all posted, everyone, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Ashok Prabhu, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. It was very good class. I think you revised everything what we had done in the last few months, I don't have any other any other important. I think I have already announced the Ganesha Temple program tonight. Do you know what time it is from?
It is 5 to 6:30.
5 to 6:30. So they can just log on to the Facebook link, I guess. Or are they allowing people to attend the program?
Yeah, they're allowing people to attend.
Okay. And we can send the Facebook link through, like you do through Srimad Bhagavatam link on WhatsApp, right?
Yeah.
It's the same link. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you all very much for joining. You have a wonderful weekend. We'll meet again next week. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Ravi Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you.